Hey everyone, welcome back to my latest solo trap account overview video. Today we'll be going over my solo trap, everything that's gone on it, the updates and all that, what my current troop comp is, and then kind of how you can build a solo trap and stuff like that for people who are new to solo trapping. If you want to know how to build a solo trap, I'll kind of go over that today as well. I'll show you the current comp that I have. The current comp I have is about 530,000-ish of each tier 3. A little bit down in cav, I'm not sure what I did. I might have attacked someone with those. So I might have lost a couple of those attacking. But that's kind of the comp. And then I try to stay around 2.7 mil of each tier 2. My cav is still really high from the other count build I tried. I didn't want to dismiss them and haven't really needed to, so I put 3.6 mil. You don't need this many troops. It would work perfectly fine with a little bit less troops as well. If you have better gear than me, then you can go way less troops, because I think I saw Red John go like half my troop comp almost. That also works if you have really good gear, but that's obviously you're running really good gear. If you have really bad gear, this comp will still work actually, so don't fret. This comp will actually work if you have bad gear, because it is a little bit overpowered right now just for how many troops I actually have. Like, you don't need this many troops with this comp. You could actually even run less. You could run probably like 300k of each tier 3 and then 2 mil of each tier 2, and that'd still probably work out perfectly fine. But yeah, again, that depends on your gear as well. So my gear is actually pretty decent, because this account is actually a free-to-play account, completely free-to-play, like has not bought anything on this, still has the first purchase bonus or anything like that. So this account is completely free-to-play, but it is almost 3 years old, so it does have really good jewels and everything like that. So I'll show you the gear right now for that. This is the current gear I have right now. This has taken a long time to get these jewels, so if you're going free-to-play, you will not have the jewels I have. The gear is not that hard to get, except for maybe the B helm as free to play. I got really lucky. I got like 2 gold drops in my maybe it was 3 gold drops in the what's called the chest. I'm not in a guild right now, but I think I've got 3 gold drops from the chest, 3 gold bee venoms. So that's why I have a purple helm. You're not going to have the purple helm normally. This is kind of like really high. You might just have a blue helm or even a green helm. Like, I ran a green helm for almost a year. So I ran a green beast helm. If you look at my old videos, I had that for almost a year probably. And before that, I was running the Indulgent Visage. I think I might have only had it. Yeah, I'm not sure if I only had it purple for one before I switched to the beam helm or whatever. I don't know. Whatever. But yeah, the Indulgent Visage is the other helm you probably want to go. So these are the 3 helms you probably want to go in your gear. The main hand, you're probably going to either go the Fiery Tomahawk or the Frostwing. I cannot get the purple yet. I don't know what it is. Hearts are like impossible to get for me, so I'm still running the Fiery Tomahawk. A Frostwing at purple is actually better than the Mythic Fiery Tomahawk, but at blue it is not, so the Mythic Tomahawk is my main hand. This is just for what's called construction, so that's not actually something I use to attack. So those are the 2 you want to go, either the Fiery Tomahawk or the Frostwing Greatsword. Offhand, you're probably going to go Lunar Scimitar unless you're pay to play, because Winter Mitts are actually not as good as the Scimitar unless they're gold. So you need gold Winter Mitts for them to be better than the Lunar Scimitar. Codex is actually an option. I could probably upgrade that, actually. I have quite a bit of these, so... for whatever reason, I'm way luckier in these, but yeah, so Lunar Scimitar is really good. It gives you 16% army attack or army HP, and then the whatever it's called, range attack, which is, I don't know what it is. I think it's like, what is that range? Like 12%? Yeah, I have all gold jewels in this, so it makes the stats look really good on here. But normally, yeah, it's like 12% range and then 60% attack. For your accessories, you probably want to go these Lost Island relics at gold. They are what is called 8.4%, or not gold, at mythic they are 8.4% infantry and range, and then you get 3.5% army HP, so they're really good. You can upgrade them if you're pay to play, and you get like cups and like the whatever it's called, the blight rings and stuff like that. I haven't even built a blight ring. They're not, I need like a purple or a gold one to make it any useful. You could technically use like mythic or gold fear drums. They're pretty good too. Same with the vials, but you need them at least gold for them to be viable. Before that, use the Lost Island relics, and obviously the cup is going to be a really good one, but you're probably not going to get that as free to play to start off, so you probably won't have this. But this is obviously one of the best in slot. Or you can go the scroll. I can actually get the gold, but I was going to actually build a Skull Crusher, because Skull Crusher is really good for as a main hand as well. So if I can get that like purple Skull Crusher, I'm waiting on that. I'm actually getting really close to a purple Skull Crusher, so I think I might wait for that for my main hand. Then the legs, there's lots of options for the legs. You could either go the Dragon Talons or the Storm Tassets. They're both very good in slot. I mean, champion obviously, but I only have those for my speed up gear. I use the speed up gear for like Lord's Cup and all that stuff, so that's why I have these in there. These are just speed up jewels, so I've got quite a good travel speed on those, even though they're only green. Those were just lucky from like drops and stuff from you get like KVK chests and stuff like that. So honeycomb chaps are really good. They give you 16.5% or 60.8% what's called attack on these things, cav and range, and then you get range defense, which is not the most important thing, because you don't usually, I mean, unless you're sitting in range phalanx, then it's okay. So it's not the worst. Obviously Dragon Talons and Storm Tassets are better because they give you like army HP. These ones, they give me way less attack, but 7% HP, so it's an option to go. I was actually going to wait till I get them to purple, but I'm really far away from purple. I can't get the drops for these ones, but again, I got a purple B helm, so that is what it is. And then the chest, I just got this actually up to what's called blue. This might be the next thing I actually put on. I have to just take all the gold jewels out of this thing though. So yeah, the pretty gold jewels. I am using Terra jewels. That's just so I can get some extra gold jewels in my gear. I've got a bunch of infantry gold jewels in my gear because I basically take the infantry purples out, put the or make a gold, and then slot this one in. So this one gives you 10% attack and 10% defense. Purple technically gives more attack, but the defense does help because I usually sit in infantry phalanx. So I do have actually 30% extra infantry defense from those jewels because I got 3 of them in my gear right now. Yeah, I got one in my Lost Island Relic and then one in my helm as well. And then, yeah, so the other one you can go as Firewall Plate. And actually, Terra Shield, if you're going to be sitting in infantry, is not the worst thing ever. It gives a ton of HP, like a ton. It gives army HP and infantry HP, so you're getting a ton of that. So that's another option if you want, but Firewall Plate just gives more attack, and it also gives the army HP. So I'm probably going to switch that over. This one gives good attack as well, but... and it gives army defense, but it's not as good as the Firewall Plate. Firewall Plate's way better if you can. Obviously, you don't want to be wasting the bee venoms on this unless you want, especially if you want to build the Bumblebee helm. So that's just kind of the gear overview. I'll show you the actual stats too. So this one has 205% range, 159% infantry, and 173 cav. So really high stats. With that on, I'll show you my actual stats here. That throws me around 352, 404, 372, and then army HP is 308, defense is 106, and then army attacks around 98%. I do have high research as well because it is pre-maxed C25, so if you go into my research, I do have all the attacks here. I also have all the army up to 9, so that's where I am. So if you're going to be building a trap, it depends where you want to go. If you want to be going for Titans, you're going to need probably max research here, unless you're spending tens of thousands of dollars and getting full mythic here. Then you don't need to, because you can keep those army attacks down and stuff because you're going to have the stats anyways. Otherwise, monster hunting, I just really have it up to what's called number 2 here. I don't really do much monster hunting. I don't have any monster hunting gear. I have these things, like I'm really bad at getting drops for monster hunting, so I can't even build anything if I wanted to. So I only have gray monster hunting gear. So monster hunting is not something I'm going for. If you're a pay-to-play account, you could obviously go for that. You might want to get it at the 3. It's not that much might, so it's not a big deal. Defense is not so much. I do only have 1 quick swap. That's mostly because my gear sucks. If my gear was better, I'd probably get more than 1 quick swaps, but since I switch into like free-to-play mythic gear, people are going to look at them like, what the hell is this? And then they're still probably going to hit you, and most of the time they do. They still go in after I switch my war gear because it's like, oh, that's his war gear? I'm definitely going to hit that, and then they find out they don't realize I have like a bunch of purple and gold jewels in it. So it's a little bit of the bait as well, the war gear itself. Even after I switch into it, people are not scared of hitting that. So That's one way you can go, especially as free to play, since jewels are a lot easier to get than gear because you can actually buy jewels with gems, and gems are a little bit easier to get. So if I'm going to buy that, sometimes I'll buy the epic jewel chest just because the much higher chance of getting what's called uncommons instead of, let's say, the legendaries where you get commons, which is like 65% of the chance to get commons, where this one is actually like 80% chance to get uncommon, and the rest is actually almost equal, except for this one gets a legendary and this one gets a an epic. So that's just a little tip. Buy the epic jewel chest. It's much better than the legendary. Obviously, if you're buying stuff in the store, you get the legendary, which is fine. I'm just saying if you're going to spend your gems, it's much more efficient, I find, buy the epic ones. And then let's see, wall heroes. I'll just show you my heroes here. So my wall heroes will switch around depending on what I'm doing. Sometimes I'll play a couple different ways, and I'll kind of tell you why. So I will keep double infantry heroes on my wall at all times, just because I usually sit in infantry. That just gives you the HP. So you want to go Oathkeeper. Reason is the what's called infantry attack and infantry HP. Same thing with Demon Slayer, infantry attack, infantry HP. So you get 100% extra HP from that, and then you can switch around your other ones depending on who you think is going to hit you and stuff. Let's say you want more squad attack on your cav because you know this person always goes infantry. You can throw Child of Light, which gives same thing. It gives cav attack and HP, which is good, and then Rose Knight, which is usually on your wall because it's the best free to play hero. It gives army attack and cav HP, so I always have Rose Knight on the wall. I usually have Bombing Goblin on the wall as well, unless I'm going to be sitting in range. If I'm going to be sitting in range, then I'll throw my Snow Queen on the wall, just because it gives the range HP. So those are the best heroes to get, in my opinion. You could probably switch Child of Light out for where is it? Night Raven. Night Raven. Nope, don't do that. He doesn't have HP, so don't do Night Raven. Do Child of Light, Oathkeeper, Demon Slayer, Bombing Goblin, Rose Knight, and Snow Queen. It gives you a little more ability to switch around your heroes and stuff. Depending on what people are hitting you and stuff, because let's say Fennec, I'm going to use Fennec as an example. He always goes infantry, so I know that. So I'm going to keep 2 cav heroes on my wall if that's going to happen. So I'll probably switch out Snow Queen because I don't need it. I'll keep the army attack as well. I'll keep Bombing Goblin, switch out Snow Queen, put on what's called Child of Light, and then that's what I'll go if I know the person's going to be infantry. Again, if someone's going to go cav, you want double range heroes to do more damage and stuff like that. So that's kind of how you can kind of mess around with the heroes themselves. That's kind of what I do. It really depends if you know the people who are going to hit you or not. If not, just have a normal thing there. That's kind of what I run, or I'll switch it out. So that's kind of my heroes there. Right now I have full infirmaries, so all infirmaries, 643. I don't know where I got the extra 3. It must have been I don't know where I got the extra 3,000 actually. Is it on research? It might have been infirmary size or something like that in one of these ones. Where's the infirmary one? Isn't it here? I have no idea. Oh, there it is. Field triage. Oh, that's okay. That you get. Wait, it's healing speed. I have no idea where I got the extra ones. It's not here, and that's just get the mythic. If you guys are wondering, army leadership. Bigger infirmary. Here it is. Okay, so it is bigger infirmary here. That's because I unlocked Cav Wedge, because Cav Fal is really bad. So I'll go over the phalanxes as well right now, just because I'll show you what I sit in. So if you go to phalanxes, you can take a look at the cav phalanx. It is horrible. It throws your infantry way in the back, so even an infantry attack on you if you're sitting cav is not as good, because your infantry will take forever to get there, so you're doing technically less damage. Or if you look at cav wedge, the infantry is near the front, so you'd end up doing more damage much quicker that way. So that's why I was taking cav wedge, because I was realizing I was doing better in infantry phalanx than cav phalanx against infantry hits, at least able to cap them better, just because I was doing more damage. Because in infantry phalanx, your infantry's in front, your cav's there, they'll run up fast, your cav is fast, so it's fine. But in cav phalanx, your infantry's way in the back, so half the fight your infantry aren't doing any damage. So cav wedge was much better because your infantry are doing damage during the fight. It's even better against range hits, which you'd never really want to take a range hit in cav. Even cav wedge, it hurts, so your cav are really weak as a front line. Just that's why cav rain traps are not a thing. If you ever see the really huge hits on what's called people are posting stuff or they're doing tons of damage, usually the person's in cav. It's just cav into range is not good. It's just never good. So obviously the Sanctuary is there and it's nice. Sometimes I'll just keep things in the Sanctuary to keep my might down. I was actually thinking of throwing like 300k tier 3 in there. That way I'll always have like healing. So let's say you have 300k tier 3, you'll have like 1,000,000, whatever it's called, those resurrection points. So if you ever lose tier 2 in your front line, they end up in your Sanctuary, you can just heal them right away and they'll come back. It's a great way to keep your might down, plus have free healing for that. So that's also an option if you guys are wondering. Talents and stuff are just normal talents, mixed talents, HP, attack, and then you can throw whatever you want over here. These are mine, but you can just switch them around if you want more attack. I had more range at one point because I was running more range. I don't technically need that anymore. I could throw it into infantry or something if I wanted now. It would mess around with how much damage or my stats right here, so I could throw my infantry attack up a little bit higher, which I should probably do. 400% range attack is probably high enough. I just should get my infantry up a little bit as well. But yeah, that's kind of the account overview. Familiars on my wall, I only have one right now. That's the whatever his name, Aquarius. So he reduces the enemy HP by 15%. You could obviously switch around with familiars, but again, I only run one, and I find it works fine. If you guys want to mess around with familiars, that's up to you, but I don't want the extra might, so I'm already high enough. I'm at 156, but people still hit me. I'm at 329 million kills now, and climbing, so might is not a problem right now. People will hit you. It's fine. Anyways, so if you guys have any more questions about the account, what you guys want to know, maybe tips and stuff like that, just ask in the chat down below. I'll try and answer as many as possible. But other than that, that's the account overview. I hope you guys enjoyed my little solo trap account. It does cap Titans, and it actually capped a rally, which I will have a video coming out on that as well. Maybe next week, actually. I'll try and get that one out fast. The rest of my videos obviously are a couple months behind because I don't want people to know where I am. That's also why I'm not in my guild right now, so you guys don't know what guild I'm in. I will probably change my name after this video as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.